Video number 9. I just couldn't walk away. I had to do another one. I'm just so on a roll with these. I'm having such a good time. Really enjoying teaching you guys this stuff. Really hope you guys are just absolutely blown away by all this, because man, this is all I think about, man, all day long, every single day for so long. I mean, probably since September of 2021. I mean, I'd say literally all day, every day. I mean, it's the only thing I think I've ever found in my entire life that has consumed my mind as much as sex has as a man. This shit is just so fucking badass, man. Okay, let's move on to video number 9. So section 9 here on my theory page, we've already gone over a bunch of this stuff. W4, W9 forms have zero repercussions for entirely avoiding them. Once you've got them filled out and signed, you are now obligated and contracted unless you file a revocation of election. So let's go ahead and get into that revocation of election a little bit. So we have Weiss and Associates. We have, let me see here. I'm actually going to turn you guys off for a minute, because I'm going to go into my Google Drive and see if I'm going to show you guys a little something. I have some revocation of election documents that I filed. My main problem is that I got them from a dude and I like paid him for them. So I'm not going to show you all of them, but I am going to show you kind of like one of the main ones. And then I'm going to show you guys how you can kind of do it. I'm just not feeling super comfortable with just giving you guys everything all in one shot. So let's go ahead and go through this one here. This is a revocation of election. This is one particular section. So there's an affidavit that I had sent in. Basically, the affidavit said, I live on the land of California. I'm not, a U.S. citizen. I didn't know what I was signing back in the day. And it says that basically all the way back to when I was 18 years old, all the shit I've ever signed and everything I've ever paid you guys is bullshit. And I want to get it taken back, and all the previous documentation and all the previous contracts are all null and void because I signed them under without understanding them, and blah 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 blah. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, I have it here. So I sent the commissioner a letter that said, blah, 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 all that same shit. And then I sent him, I'm terminating my IRS presumed consent to be defined as a surety guarantor or fiduciary agent or government fiction or government employee. I'm no longer electing or volunteering to be treated as though I'm a taxpayer or a U.S. citizen or a fiduciary agent. Let's see here. So basically what I did was a really complicated way of doing what's called a Form 56, which we're going to get into that too. So this is going to be kind of heavy duty. I'll try to make this as simple as I can. So here's the revocation of elections. So that's the affidavit part, the other one. But a Form 56 is basically a much simpler way of doing it. I'm going to show you Form 56. If you want to do it the more complicated way, like what I did, which is way more thorough and in-depth, I'll show you some people that you can pay to help you with that. I have a guy that can help you. So this is a very long, I think it's like 40 pages of just all sorts of case law and different sections, page 1 of 29. it's just a super long kind of educational piece of paper, Black's Law Dictionary, definitions, just all sorts of stuff, right? So I sent this in with an affidavit that was probably 25 pages long. Okay. And this is all stuff that you want to learn. I mean, really, just even what I've taught you in this course is pretty much all you need to know. So IRS Form 56. I didn't do an IRS Form 56. I did a affidavit, like a full-blown, like, monster affidavit. Because, again, these are just forms. So forms just mean a way of doing something. An affidavit and really clarifying everything in writing is sort of like the manual, hardcore version of what forms would do. And forms, you can just print this form off and just slice an area out of it and put in another box and do whatever you want. A form is basically a template. A form is not something that's like set in stone, except something like a passport form. Again, a passport form is pretty hardcore. You start fucking with that form and they'll just take your money and not approve your passport. It's very simple. But the IRS is very different. The IRS, everybody thinks they're this big, bad, monster death organization. They're actually super, super chill. And they're actually super, super kind of like whatever, like laissez-faire. They don't give a fuck. Like, they give you these forms and they're like, whatever, dude. Like, just whatever. Like, sign it under penalty of perjury, I guess. Some of the forms you don't even fucking sign under penalty of perjury. Anyways, Form 56. This is I've never done this before, but I'm going to go ahead and go through this with you because this, as far as I know, is the simplest and easiest way to do a revocation of election. So if you wanted to send in a Form 56 now, look right here, Section 2, revocation or termination or of notice. So you can always send in one of these bad boys with send in a W8BEN, send in a Form 56. And then if you want to, you can always do like more advanced shit and affidavits and more crazy ass shit later on, okay? So this one, name of person for whom you are acting as shown on the tax return. Now this one, you're probably going to want to type in your normal name because they need to find you in the system. Or the name that your taxes are under or whatever. So if your name's under, if my taxes was under my first, middle, and last name, right? And then here, I don't know what identifying number is, social security number. I'd probably type that in there because you want to make sure that this form gets connected with all your files, right? Address for whom you are acting. You should type in the address. You should probably type in the address of wherever you're normally sending in your IRS stuff, right? Fiduciary's name. I guess that would just be you as well. You could even do address of person for whom you were acting, and then you could type in your normal address, 123 Purple Monkey Lane, Glendale, California. If you wanted to, and then for fiduciary's name, you could do your name. You could do Brandon-Joe. I don't really know how to do this. I would say Brandon Joe Williams, beneficiary, and then beneficiaries or fiduciaries. Well, a fiduciary wouldn't be a beneficiary. Damn, I don't know. Maybe just go like this then, just like that, and then address I would do maybe CO. 123 Purple Monkey Lane, and then city. Wait. City's Glendale, California. And then I would do the four corners rule. It's asking for a zip code, and it's not asking. It's telling. It's not asking. So I would do four corners rule like that. Oh, I fucked all this up. This is where this is supposed to go. So funny. Telephone number, authority for fiduciary relationship. It would just be other. You would just say it's me, or you would say, actually, what you could say is that you actually could do this a little differently. Now that I think about it, this is actually how I would do this. Person for whom you are acting is actually the trust name, so it'd be all capital letters. And then it would be the address, and then you would say yourself in a human name, and then care of your information, right? And then I would do other, and then I would put agent for the trust, known as Brandon Joe Williams. And then types of taxes, check all that apply. I would do all of them. And then do other, and then I would do everything. Federal tax form number, check all that apply. I guess as a fiduciary, what tax forms are you taking over or whatever? And just well, I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't check any of those. There's probably videos online on how to do this Form 56 better. You would leave that alone, that box there. Revocation or termination of notice. Check this box if you are revoking or terminating all prior notices concerning fiduciary relationships on file with the Internal Revenue Service for the same tax matters and years or periods covered by this notice concerning fiduciary relationship. Yeah, you are. You're terminating all prior notices concerning fiduciary relationships on file. Reason for termination of fiduciary relationship. Check applicable box. You would do other, and you would do revocation of election to be treated as a resident alien as per (26 CFR section 1.871-1). Copy that bitch, paste it in there. Section B, partial revocation. No, you want just section A as total revocation or termination. Court and administrative proceedings. Name of court. No, I just do NA. I mean, you would do the social security number too. Do I still have you guys here? Good. I don't want to type numbers in my numpad because I'll fuck up my thing. So 123-12-1234. That's the social security number of the trust name, which is yours, but it's the trust actually. So my all caps trust name, 123 Purple Monkey Lane, Glendale, California. You could do the brackets on this if you want. I don't think it's going to make a difference. They say they want the zip code, so I'll put it in there, I guess. Then the fiduciary. Now, what does fiduciary mean? Fiduciary means trustee. So you're the trustee of your trust. That's basically how you're writing this identification. Me as the human being, as I'm administering what's going on with my trust as a fiduciary. And I'm actually going to have to show you something else. So here's a quote from In re Bolins, which is the Supreme Court of Wisconsin. Every taxpayer is assessed to KV trust. Or, I'm sorry, every taxpayer is assessed to K trust. So what that means is you don't actually owe taxes. The trust owes taxes because the trust is located in Puerto Rico, and so the trust is technically a U.S. citizen because it lives in one of the territories and blah, 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 blah. So what you're doing with a Form 56 is you're saying me as a fiduciary, as the trustee of my trust, my assessed to K trust, I am eliminating the relationship I'm acting as though I'm the agent. So actually here under fiduciary name, this is actually perfect. You would actually do human name, comma, and then you would do agent. Boom. Right there. That's how you do it. So all caps, address. You could do the CO here. It doesn't really matter. You could do the CO here just to be safe, I guess. CO, Purple Monkey Lane. And then you do the brackets around the zip code, and then you fully spell out the state. And then you do my name in all lowercase with the hyphen and the colon and then comma agent. And then it would be the same address. You could type your telephone number in if you want. It doesn't really matter. It says optional. Section A, authority, is other. It's a, let me just make sure. Yeah, I like this. G, other, agent for the trust known as Brandon Joe Williams. Nature of liability and tax notices, everything, and check everything. Federal tax form number. I don't know if I would check all this. Let's see. I would actually, you know what? I would check all this. It's asking you, like, are you the fiduciary? Are you the man to make the decision for all of these federal tax forms? So I guess I would check these. I'm pretty sure. Just say everything, and then that one you're going to leave unchecked, and then this one you're going to do the total revocation or termination. Perfect. And then you're going to do NA on court or administrative proceedings, and then title if applicable. You're going to sign this as the fiduciary, so keep that in mind. So you're signing it as the agent. So you're going to do it just like I taught you before. When you sign this one, you're going to sign this one. Without prejudice. Brandon hyphen Joe colon Williams. Now with this one, you're acting as an agent for the trust. So you're going to do comma agent. Remember, you can do comma, and then you're doing your title. Your title could be trustee. Your title could be beneficiary. Your title could be agent. There's probably other ones too, but those are the only ones that I know about that I really use. Again, I'm no pro. So you date this bitch. Title would be agent. So actually, you wouldn't sign it. You wouldn't sign it agent. You would just, well, you could, but you wouldn't sign it agent. Now that I think about it, here, let's go back because I didn't realize title was here. So. All right. You would actually just sign it with the human name. Without prejudice, human name, because it's asking you for the title here. So you would just you would just put the title in here, sign here, date here, print this bitch off, send this bitch in. So actually, now that I think about it, this is actually really, really fucking easy. The revocation of elections really, 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 really complicated. It's so funny, like, that I'm just sitting here realizing this for myself. I kind of knew about the Form 56. I've never really, like, taken the chance to really look at it, like, thoroughly, you know? So let me just look over this one more time and take a look. Damn, so this is fucking crazy. You guys, I was hoping to point you guys in the right direction. This is like 10 times better. This is like hot and heavy. I mean, you could have your revocation of election practically filed today. You could send this fucking thing in today. Where does it say to send it to? It says, it doesn't tell you. Go to, here, it says go to irs.gov/form56 for instructions. Whoops. No, I lost it. No. Well, that's all right. You guys had it figured out. Don't click off of it. See, look at this. Can you guys see this? Definitions: fiduciary. A fiduciary is any person in a position of confidence acting on behalf of any other person. What's the definition of person? It's right here. Any individual, trust, estate, partnership, association, company, or corporation. So you are a person, a human, and you're acting on behalf of another person, which is a trust. That's the way we just filled out the form. Fiduciary's name is your human name, and name of person for whom you are acting. Person meaning trust. It's your name in all capital letters. So I hope you're starting to get this. I know it's confusing, but I really hope you're starting to get it. I sure am happy that I was able to help you find this, because this is easy. Just fill that bitch out the way I just wrote it, man. Whoo, boy. You just revoked your election to be treated as though you're a resident alien. You just moved your ass. As per the Internal Revenue Service, you just moved your ass. You just moved your ass back to your state. Now, when you file this, you still need to do your passport. You still need to do other shit too. But just with the IRS, you've just eliminated your resident alien status, which is great. That's a big, huge step. So the WABEN kills the contract. The Form 56 kills the contract. And then later on, if you want to do something even more, or if they need something more, or if they start asking questions, which I really don't think they will, unless you're being a fucking dick, then they'll fucking do something. But if you chill, they'll probably just accept this and just literally just revoke your election, and it'll be really simple and painless. And then you can move on to the next thing, which we're going to go over here. I just don't know where the fuck you send this thing. Like, where the fuck do you send this thing? You finish this, and then you sign it. I don't know. Just mail it in. Just get it, fucking mail it in, and then just call them, I guess, at some point, and just see, just mail it into their, like, main headquarters. Just type in, like, IRS headquarters. Like, I don't fucking know, dude. It tells you if you can write to this place, but don't send the form to this office. Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I took you all the way to the 99-yard line here. I don't know where you mail the fucking thing. So funny. fucking ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, hell, let's just... Where do you mail the IRS Form 56? This is fucking ridiculous. I don't... Oh, here we go. Where to file addresses for taxpayers and tax professionals filing Form 1040 or 1040 SR. I guess this is where you send the Form 56. So fucking annoying. So if you live in these areas, you send it here. You can pause the video, I guess. If you live in Pennsylvania, you send it here. If you live in Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, send it here. Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, you send it here. Arizona, New Mexico, you send it here. And then Alaska, California, Colorado, here. 1040 and 1040 for taxpayers who are non-residents. Wait. Austin, Texas. If you live in a foreign country, U.S. possession or territory, or use an APO or FPO address. Okay, I would actually send it here. Sorry. Form 1040 and Form 1040 SR addresses for taxpayers who are non-resident. Because you're a non-resident. You're telling them, I'm a non-resident. I'm a foreign country. I'm in a foreign country, which you are. You're in a state. So use this address if you are not enclosing a payment. So here's the answer to the question. Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, Austin, Texas. Zip code is 73301-0215, USA. There you go. That's where you send it. God, it's like fucking impossible to figure this shit out sometimes. See how hard it can be? So that's where you send the Form 56. Now, if you want to go to the next level and you would like to file like a full-blown like whole big-ass deal, like the whole thing, like what I did, let me make sure you go with me. Good. This is one of the guys that I've seen. They have these videos. You can go on my website to the resources section, and you can find these guys have awesome fucking videos. They're a bit boring, but holy shit, they're really good. See, view video right here. Oh, I didn't even know. What is this? Oh man, what? No fucking way. They have documents. Whoa, non-resident alien chart. Holy shit, dude. Whoa, I didn't even know this was here. Oh, how fucking sick. They have one that's a video. Oh, dude, this is so sick. The basics of moving cryptocurrencies. What the fuck? How cryptocurrencies complement the revocation of election process. Whoa, I'm not into crypto, but I know a lot of you guys are. Are you a U.S. citizen? Who are non-resident alien individuals? This is the one that I watched that like really blew my mind, right? So here we go. This is this is YouTube. They take you straight to YouTube, and this is cool. I didn't know they had all this. This is cool, and I saw a couple other videos. Jurisdiction of the federal income tax. That one's really good, bro. Holy fuck. That one is epic. So this is Weiss and Associates. These guys do, they handle all sorts of shit. It looks like federal tax liens, intent to levies, notice of intent to levies, tax problems, revocation of election, all sorts of good shit. So there's I don't know if they're actually accountants. Usually you don't see accountants doing any of this stuff because it's kind of self-defeats their whole purpose of being an accountant, which is to fucking steal money and give it to the IRS under perjury and lies. They don't realize it's perjury and lies, but that's what it is. So this one is weissparis.com, weisspar.paris.com. These guys are cool as fuck. Watch their videos. Check out their resources. Are you a non-resident alien? Here's an article. Again, it's a lot of information. The videos are a bit dry, I will admit, but man, this shit's fucking cool. Would you like to permanently leave the U.S. tax club? Denial of passport. That's cool. If you owe more than $50,000 and you can't get a passport. This is interesting. Okay, so this is cool. So when we go over the passport section, if for some reason you have a situation where you can't get a passport, you can hire these bad boys to help you get that cleaned up. Documents needed before we proceed. Our mission. Dope. Super dope. And then I think it's PCS 1-308 Instagram. Yeah, this one here. It's PCS 1.308. Oh, this is weird. Anyways, I know for a fact that this is the username. It's the Yahoo Yakin Ministries. So if you want to check this shit out and you want to have it on your social media, besides my dumbass shit, you can, you want to add this dude right here. PCS 1.308 Yahoo Yakin Ministries. It might change that, but common law educators, allodial titles, which we're going to get into, secured party creditor filings, trusts. Cool dude. Word of warning on this guy. He is a bit of a doomsday boy. We're all gonna die. Change your status now before you burst into flames and are murdered and killed and your organs are harvested forever for whatever. He's just a very a little bit hardcore on that end of the spectrum. That could change, but I still love the guy. I think his information's great, and I would love to send him some people like I'm doing right now. I think he deserves to get some people. So we got PCS 1-308. We've got Weiss and Associates. PCS 1.308 is definitely more on like the kind of hip side of things. Weiss and Associates is definitely more on the like ultra professional. This is basically like a super dope accountant / lawyer. That's basically what this is. Like, if you were to actually meet these guys, they're probably like white dudes in like suits, and they're just like chilling. They're like older, super chill. So like, that's kind of like the vibe. Kind of dry, kind of like, if that's kind of what you're looking for, right? And then one more resource while we're on the revocation of election and some of this other stuff is your boy. I'm spacing out on his name right now. It'll probably come up once he comes up on the screen. Holy shit, I am like totally spacing out on this dude's name. Whoa, wait a second. No way. James C. Lovett. U.S. National Consulting Explanatory Statements. Is his website down? Oh my lord, James the boy. He's got all sorts of cool videos on his. Damn, I think his website's down. That is fucked. Hopefully he's working on it. Wow, that is fucking crazy. This dude's dope, and he charges like $50 an hour or $50 a half an hour for James C. Lovett. James C. Lovett. This guy's got a lot of great videos, man. He's such a cool guy. He's such a good dude. He's doing a lot of videos, and he's done a lot of videos in the past too. Super, super cool dude. Super, super informative and very inexpensive. And he's got all sorts of documents on his website. Blacksite32.com. I have no idea why it's down. That's fucking crazy. I bought my explanatory statement for my passport from this dude. And then, frankly, in all honesty, it had a lot of grammatical errors, and it was like something I had to kind of clean up because it had a lot of grammatical errors, and like the spacing and like the punctuation and stuff was really goofy. So, just to be totally honest. But the information was fucking, it blew my mind. So I just went through and cleaned the whole thing up, made it look really, really nice, cleaned up all the syntax and the punctuation and the spacing. Sometimes there's 2 spaces or 3 spaces between a lot of the words. I cleaned all that up and then adjusted some things for myself. And this is where I got the explanatory statement from. So when we get to the passport section, you can purchase his explanatory statement if you want and do the same thing that I did if you want. And yeah. So let's see. Boy, I don't even know where I'm at on this video. Okay, so that's the breaking down the revocation of election. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Good. Form 56. I mean, you could just do a Form 56 and then do it the way I just wrote it out and then send that thing in, do a WABEN, not pay anybody. Before I was saying like, oh, $1,200 or $2,500 to do all this. Fuck that, dude. Just do. I mean, if you just want to do this shit on the cheapsies, do a WABEN and do a Form 56 and see what happens. I mean, honestly, like, I would say 99% chance you just did a revocation of election and you just handled your employer. And if you can't use a WABEN, use the W4T. But when you're doing a WABEN or a W4T, you want to get that Form 56 sent fast. You should send it right away. Like me, what I would do is I would have the Form 56 and I would send that thing in the mail, probably certified mail, return receipt requested. Send that fucking thing off, and as soon as you send that thing and you've got the tracking code and the receipt and it's gone and it's out the door, turn right around and boom, submit your WABEN. And don't say a word. And if they come back to you and they're like, this is super weird and they're freaked out, no problem, take it back, give them the W4T form. That's what I would do. That's like cost you no money, requires 0 communication skills. You don't have to write anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to worry about anybody freaking out on you. You don't have to explain anything. You ain't got to do shit. If they say WABEN is kind of weird, no problem. Take it back. Give them a W4T. If you really, 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 really want them to take the WABEN, you can probably call the IRS and tell them that your employer's refusing to accept a form from you, and they'll probably do something about it because they're not too fond about shit like that. But if you just want to keep the hostilities and all the other bullshit down super low, and you want to just keep things really, really simple, the Form 56, send it yourself. Don't tell your employer to send it. And then the W4T if the WABEN is weird to them, which I most likely will be. So there you go. Fuck, that's dope, man. So easy. You can't stop paying your taxes if you're without doing all this. So, but you can do all this like today. You can literally sit down right now and do this, and then like boom, like have it out the door. Just print that thing off, sign it, type it in the way I said. I would probably type it because they give you the forms in the PDF form. Don't try to write it all out with your hand. I mean, you can, obviously, if you want to, but it's probably easier to read if you type it all out, sign it the way I told you, fold it up, put that motherfucker in just a cheap-ass little envelope, send that thing certified mail return receipt requested so that you get the tracking number. Boom, dog. You just revoked your election. So what that means is you just revoked your election to be treated as though you're a resident alien. Yeah, you can just simply tell your employers that they have no obligation to withhold for you, and your taxes is simply between you and your government. Withholding for the government is tacit consent that you are a government employee / business, by the way. Yeah. The W-4T form is the same thing. You don't even need to say anything. The W-4T form says that the taxes are between me and my government. You have nothing to do with it. So stop having anything to do with it because you don't have anything to do with it. That's what the W-4T form is. You saw it. So I hired a huge, monstrously large payroll company, and you don't need a social security number or anything. If the person has a passport and it's not expired, that's all you need for employment. So once you get your passport, you're solid, right? We've already gone over the definition of an affidavit. There's a lot of power in an affidavit, crazy amounts of power. If you send an affidavit and they never respond, then the judgment defaults to your affidavit. So whatever you say becomes truth in law. We're going to get into this is part of the 10 laws of commercial law, or the 10 maxims of commercial law. We're going to get into those. Well, yeah, fuck it. We'll get into it right now. So in terms of an affidavit, what you need to know is this. This is the 10 commercial maxims, the basic rules of commercial law, right? A workman is worthy of his hire, right? Which means it is against equity for free men to not have free disposal of their own property, right? Number 2, all are equal under the law, which means no one is above the law. Now, that doesn't mean statute. That means the law, which means you can't hurt people. You can't steal from people. You can't fuck people over with your contracts, which is what the big banker people do all day long. They do all three. So when it says here, all are equal under the law and no one is above the law, they're referring to common law, which is not statute, which statute is fucking dumb. Point number 3, in commerce, truth is sovereign, which means the king. To lie is to go against the mind. That's the legal maxim here, right? So, truth is the big boy when it comes to affidavits and law, real law, not statute, right? And then here's why I wanted to get into this, because we're talking about affidavits, right? So here's where a lot of these points are about affidavits. And again, an affidavit is just something that is a notarized piece of paper that has shit on it that you're writing, whether it's orders, whether it's changing a contract, whether it's your own status as a human person, whatever it is. You can write whatever you want. You can write on a piece of paper, I'm a purple people eater, and I live in Saskatchewan in a thatched cottage, and I smoke crack and suck dick 4 hours a day, and get it notarized and mail it somewhere, and it's an affidavit. So here we go. Point number 4, truth is expressed by means of an affidavit. Number 5, an unrebutted affidavit, meaning they don't respond to it in some way, meaning they don't respond to it actually talking about the points or rebutting or going over each individual one of the points of the affidavit. They can't just like say, oh, fuck you. Like, they have to actually respond to the affidavit points. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce, right? So the legal maxim on that, he who does not deny admits. So it's the same thing in reverse. If they send you an affidavit and you don't respond, then you're admitting that it's true. So it could be anything, right? An unrebutted affidavit becomes the judgment in commerce, right? Again, same thing. A matter has to be expressed to be resolved is number 7. He who fails to assert his rights has none. That's the legal maxim on that. So failing to express no, failing to express I'd like to change that agreement, failing to express the fact that you have rights means you don't have any of those things. So a matter must be expressed to be resolved. Point number 8, he who leaves the field of battle first loses by default. So what that means is that he who does not repel a wrong when he can occasions it. So whoever gives up loses, basically, right? Whoever leaves or gives up is the one who loses, right? Number 9, sacrifice is the measure of credibility. That just means, it says here, he who bears the burden ought to also derive the benefit. So whoever has the most skin in the game and the most to lose is the senior person. That's like the maxim, this particular maxim of commercial law. If someone has to, if they can lose everything they own and their house and their kids and everything, they have more credibility and more leverage and more of a seniority than anyone else who hasn't had that much sacrifice, right? And then number 10 is an interesting one. It's very different. A lien or claim can be satisfied only through rebuttal by counter affidavit, point by point, resolution by jury, or payment. If the plaintiff does not prove his case, the defendant is absolved. Okay, so what that means is if you lien somebody, right, which I'm not going to get into liens in this course. That's a attack type mechanism when you're trying to attack someone that's pissed you off. By the time you get to the end of this course, you'll probably be ready to study liens. If you want to get into that, you can. I've never done one before. I have one situation literally right now that I may have to file one. We'll see. But you can lien people for whatever you want. It's an attack. It's aggressive. I wouldn't recommend it unless it's absolutely justified. And what I mean by that is if there's somebody running around, they're doing really awful shit to you and maybe other people, and they need to get slapped around a little bit to realize that they can't be running around treating people like that. And you've tried to very calmly and quietly and unemotionally handle the person, and they're still running around, and you think that hitting them with a baseball bat would clean up their act and maybe help other people and keep them and prevent them from doing bad shit to other people, lien might be good. Lien might be good. So when you file a lien on somebody, it can only be satisfied through rebuttal by counter affidavit, point by point. So if you put 10 things in there, they have to counter affidavit that, and they have to handle and address all 10 points. Or they can get a resolution by a jury, or they have to pay the lien. So if it's a $200,000 lien, they have to actually pay the full amount of the lien in order to satisfy the lien. Those are the 3 ways that it can be satisfied. Counter affidavit, point by point. I just flicked you off. Resolution by jury, or payment of the lien. Okay? So, this is interesting. Parts of an official affidavit. I didn't even know this. Have it notarized, blah, blah, blah. Interesting. What is this? Freedom School? freedom-school.com/redemption/quick study of commercial law with dashes in between each one, .html. That's cool. I didn't know this. Huh. Parts of an official affidavit. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I've been writing them. Interesting. Written in the present tense, written in a clean, clear, minimalist style. I do that. Sign in red ink. I don't do that. I do a red thumbprint. I have a thumbprint thing over here, and I do a red thumbprint on my shit. Anyways, interesting. So that's the point, the last point here on here that I was talking about, an affidavit, right? So I was talking to you a little bit about the power of an affidavit, and the thing is that no one will stick their neck out for the company and do an affidavit and send it back, because then they have to swear under penalty of perjury. They have to counter every single point individually, like it says here, right? They have to. A lien can only be satisfied through rebuttal by counter affidavit point by point. So if you're going to lien them or you're going to lien them for attacking you, if someone's sending you shit and they're trying to attack you, you can counterattack with a lien. If you do counterattack with a lien, then they have to the lien would have an affidavit attached to it. They would have to counter the affidavit point by point in order to combat that lien. Otherwise, they're going to get slammed. Anyways, I'm not going to get into liens too much. I don't really have any point on my theory page about liens. You can write a lien, you can send it to somebody, and then as per point number 5, an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. If you lien somebody and send them an affidavit and you lien them and they don't respond to it, then the lien becomes truth in law in like 30 or 45 days, and you can actually turn the lien into what's called a lien security. That basically means that you can actually get loans and stuff. It becomes sort of like an accounts receivable kind of thing. It becomes a security. It becomes like a stock almost, or like a bond, and you can like sell it, and you can like it's crazy. You can contract with the U.S. Treasury to go and collect the lien, and then they will actually send the IRS after the person, and it's crazy. Anyways, if you want to learn more about liens, go to Chris Hauser's videos. I mean, really, Chris Hauser's the bomb anyways. Christopher Hauser YouTube. This guy right here. He's the shit. He's like the best fucking thing ever, right? I love this dude. In my opinion, he's got the best shit on the internet by far, in my opinion, right? You want to go all the way back to the beginning, the very, very first video that he ever shot. It's this one here of him in a courtroom. And then I would recommend you go each video by date sequence. A lot of honestly, truthfully, man, a lot of the information that I put together and a lot of the information that I'm writing about and putting in this course comes from his stuff and my understanding of his stuff. And he's such an awesome dude, such an awesome freedom fighter. So strongly recommend when you're driving around your car or anything like that, get yourself through all of his videos all the way through to the end, which a little bit sad. He was doing Q&As like every Monday. He did one on the 7th, and now he was like sick and he had like some surgeries, and then like I don't know where he is and other people don't know where he is, and his Facebook has been taken down, and so I don't, I'm a little bit worried about old Chris. I think he might be in some trouble. He wasn't looking so good these past few weeks, so if you can't find these videos for some reason, there's going to be a whole hell of a lot of people who have them. I even have them. Tons of people have saved these things. These videos are changing the world and have changed the world. And there's a lot of other people besides just me that have gone out and done something with this information. This is where a huge spark of all of my interest for all of this information came from. And really, really deep respect and admiration for Christopher Hauser. Such a great guy. Such a great guy. So there's that as well. And that's it. That's a beefy one, boy. Beefy. All right. I am toasted. That's for sure it for today for me. So I'll see you guys on the next video. It's like midnight. What is it? 12:14. The next one is point number 10. So this is point number 9. This is video number 9, point number 9. Epic video. Wow, this is a lot of good information here. Not too hard to follow and understand, but this one here is really gonna going to change some lives. So love you guys. I'll see you at the next video, video number 10, and sayonara.